Welcome to another edition of Buccaneers Insider. I'm your host, Danny Rabinowitz, and today we'll be joined by men's golf coach Jimmy Stobbs, and Jim McCurdy will sit down with women's tennis player Akemi Maehana for a special piece on one of Barry's model student athletes. But first, I'm joined by Buccaneers first-year rowing coach Boban Rankovic. Coach, thanks for taking the time today.
Thank you, you too.
Now let me ask you about your first race of the season, the Governor's Cup. How did that go for you?
Oh, that was actually phenomenal. We raced against FIT, which they are in our division and our region. We won over them, and then we raced in the same race against Columbia, which they are Division One, and we definitely gave them a good competition that day.
Now, Coach, you have a varsity 8 and a varsity 4 boat with some pretty good experience. So how nice of a feeling is that for you?
It's pretty good. We have a pretty good racing experience across the board. We did actually add a few new people this year for fall for freshmen, and a few new recruits on campus that we've gathered, and we taught them how to row, and they're doing great.
Now, Coach, you carried a #1 ranking last year. Is there a lot of pressure that comes with that #1 ranking?
Not really. I don't really think about it, honestly. I focus on the daily things that we need to do and just keep at it.
Now, for you personally, this is your first year as head coach. How have things been for you so far in your first season?
They've been great. They've been exciting and fun for the team. We've gone to a lot of fun events last fall. We did pretty good, and a lot of new and exciting races coming up this spring, which we are in it right now.
You mentioned some of those races coming up. You're going to head out to San Diego. I mean, how exciting is that to head out west for that?
We are. Everybody's pumped. Everybody's counting down the days, and they can't wait to line up with the West Coast crews and race them and see where we at this season with them.
Now, you've had some races already this season. What are your takes as far as what you've seen so far, and are you impressed with what you've seen?
We are right on the schedule where we want to be. We definitely put in a lot of hard work the past 2.5 months. Everybody's excited to race. They can't wait. So as the season is unveiling and things are happening, it's been pretty exciting.
Now, Coach, we mentioned you had a #1 ranked team last year.
Mm-hmm.
What have you seen from this team that makes you feel like they can be better even than last year's team?
It's a different group. It's a different group, and it's a different dynamics this year than last year. I can't make any predictions. Really, when it comes down to nationals, you got to earn it. Each season, each day, you got to work for it. So I'm excited. I'm happy to be here with this group and teach them and do my best for them to perform and do the best they can.
Now, Coach, finally, for those who may not be that familiar with rowing, tell me a little bit about the sport and what really makes it so unique.
Well, a few things. The fact that actually 8 people row in one boat and 9, it's a coxswain. It's a very unique experience. They all affect one another to what they're doing and what shape they're in. So it's a very, very exciting sport when things click and go well. You get a super rush and you just can't have it enough. And that's basically where we're at right now. We want it more and more.
Tell me about how long a race will last.
Well, we have 2 different types of racing. Fall season is mostly long distance races, which is about 3.2 miles. And it's different type of training. However, that training and races on fall, it sets you up for spring. Spring is a little bit shorter, actually half of what I just said, so it's about 1.2 miles or 2 kilometers, and that's considered a sprint. And what's kind of exciting about that is that you have 6 boats across, and when the horn goes off, it just becomes chaotic. The water is splashing all over the place. You can hear 6 coxswains screaming over the megaphones across the room, and it's just absolutely amazing to see 6 boats racing. Which even more amazing is the finish. When the 6 boats are coming across and they're all kind of together in the same place and kind of racing each other, it just becomes so ecstatic because then you have the crowd that jumps in and just the whole field. And it's open space, but it feels like you're inside and it echoes across the water.
Obviously, you need a lot of strength and conditioning. What's the off-season program like for you guys?
Oh, wow. We do a lot of cross-training. That's anywhere from running, swimming, biking, erging. That's a machine that we use on land. Rowing, obviously, and just a lot of conditioning and weight room, obviously, as well.
Well, Coach, we can wish you the best of luck here as you continue your first season, and have a great trip out in San Diego.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
You got it.
And now we turn to the tennis courts and the classroom where senior Akemi Maehana has taken keeping busy to a whole different level.
Thank you, Danny. And now I'm joined by senior women's tennis player Akemi Maehana. Akemi, you're in your final year here with the Barrie Buccaneers. Tell me what this career has been like for you to play for Barrie.
It's been really different from, because I come from high school, like tennis, and I don't know, it gave me a lot of experience, complete different experience. I have to be in here 24/7, trying to do everything better, and tennis I have improved a lot actually from my freshman year to now, and I'm really happy about it. I've thought that tennis is like an individual sport. It is, but actually when you come here, you realize that it's not just you, that you have other girls that are playing for you and you're playing for them, and it's completely different environment. And I think it was like a good experience for me to go on in the real life. It's more like a teamwork.
Now, I know that you grew up here in Miami, but originally you're from Japan, and this team is filled with girls and other players from other countries. While technically we list you as a North Miami resident, you wanted to change that recently,
right,
and go back to Japan roots. Talk about that and why that means so much to you.
Well, it means a lot to me. I mean, I came here when I was 15. I don't really feel like I'm American or anything. I just feel like I'm Japanese Argentinian, which is, my parents are from Argentina, I'm from Japan. All my values, core values are from Latin American and the Asian side, and this is me, so I just want to represent where I'm from. And I love the fact that there's a lot of girls from different places. You learn how to adjust to different cultures, and that's a really good experience for you when you get out there. I mean, you're gonna have to adjust to many different cultures and traditions or what so.
Well, you've been really successful on the court. You've won almost all of your matches since you become a Buccaneer. Talk about all the success that you've had as a player here at Barrie over the 4 years.
I mean, the only thing I really tried was to give my teammate a comfort, I mean, I've tried to finish fast. Obviously, it doesn't work every time, but the fact that I try to win, it gives them, more energy to, I guess, go on. I just tried my best to, contribute with the team, not just myself. But I guess that's why I've been successful, I don't know.
Now, you've also been very busy, active with a charity that you started here at Barrie, Food for the Poor, where you donate clothing and food for the needy around here. Talk about your efforts from a philanthropy standpoint.
I've always wanted to do this, since I was little. I've always, you always hear and see documentary about these kind of things, and I was wondering, how can I actually contribute to that and help, because I cannot fly over there and help them, so I was trying to see if there's anything else I can do. So this is what I found, and I'm just trying little by little, trying to see if I can do it from here.
You're a great student, 3.8 grade point average, and you're doing your internship at Miami Country Day where you're teaching a PE class. How fun has that been, and what's the next step for you after graduation?
Well, I'm really happy that I'm doing the internship over there. I love the kids. I love kids and I love sports, so it feels like I'm doing what I want to do, and this is what I always wanted to do. After graduating, I would like to go on and study my master's in business so I can expand my options on, what to do in the future. So.
Well, you've done a great job with the students over there at Miami Country Day. You've been a heck of a tennis player here for Barrie. You're the NCAA Woman of the Year candidate for Barrie University and hopefully the Sunshine State Conference. Congratulations on all your success here at Barrie, Akemi.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jim. And now I'm joined by the coach of the country's #1 ranked men's golf team, Jimmy Staubs. Coach, thanks for sitting down with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Now, you've had 4 victories so far in this young season. How's the start of the season been for you?
We've been pleased. We've won 4 out of the 8, came in second 3 other times. We've been in contention in every tournament, and we're lucky enough to win 4 of them, so we're right on track to where we want to be.
Now, Coach, what is that like, carrying that #1 ranking? Is that an easy thing to carry around with you?
Actually, it's not. There's a lot of pressure on the guys. You can see it as defending national champions. There's a certain responsibility that goes along with being #1 in the country. The way you dress, the way you act, the spotlight is always on you. And the guys feel that, and they feel a lot of pressure. I always tell people that the most difficult thing to do in sports is to repeat. It's very difficult. That's because of complacency from the athletes and just extra added pressure. And the way we've dealt with that complacency is to set individual goals and other team goals to try to achieve.
Now, Coach, let me ask you about Adam Svensson, #1 ranked player in Division II golf. How special is he and how important is he to this team?
Well, I've been coaching for 12 years, and he's the best player I've seen in college golf. I know there's been other players at the Division I level that were very good, but Adam is the total package in terms of golf IQ, his physical ability. He has it all, and he has a lot of desire, which makes him even more special.
Now, Coach, Adam also set a school record with his 5th win this season. How incredible is that accomplishment?
Oh, it's quite an accomplishment. We play the most difficult schedule in Division II, and for him to win 5 events in 1 year is pretty incredible. The past record was 4 tournaments in a career set by Daniel Staff, and he just shattered it in 1 year. It's pretty good.
Now, Coach, do you feel like his leadership rubs off on the rest of your team?
Oh, for sure. When the other players see his work ethic and they see the capability of Adam and the play at a high level, it makes everybody else work very hard.
Now, Coach, let me ask you about some of your other players as well. You also have some seniors that are important to this team, right?
Yes, Scott Smyers was the first-team All-American last year, and Jared Dogga was a third-team, and they're both very important to the team and where we're going to go in the future.
Now, Coach, the Buccaneer Invitational is a tournament that you won 5 years in a row before last year when Nova came in. They shot pretty well and won the tournament. How's this year's field looking?
The field's strong, like it always is. Last year, we got our butts beat. Nova came in the last 2 rounds and shot 27 under, which shattered the tournament record. And we shot 14 under, so we didn't play poorly. They just played better than we did. And we want to get back on track. You know, we had won 5 in a row, and it's our home golf course, our home tournament, and it's always tough for a coach to hand that trophy over to another coach. So the guys know how important this tournament is, and they're hungry to get it back.
How much of an advantage is it for you to be playing on your home golf course?
Well, it should be an advantage, but now some of the players have seen the golf course over the years, and they're a little more comfortable. Normandy Shores has a different type of grass, and it usually takes a little while to get used to it. So I think some of the other teams and players have caught on, and they know the golf course, but our players know it better, so they should do better.
Now, Coach, you set the bar pretty high with this team, a couple of national championships, a #1 ranking. How tough is it to keep your team, hungry and wanting more?
Another good question. It's difficult, but what we try to do is we set individual goals for each player to try to accomplish. And some of the goals are pretty lofty, and sometimes they think they're out of reach, but I don't think they're out of reach. I think they're capable of accomplishing those goals, so we set them at the beginning of the year, and then we try to go through a process throughout the year, and if everyone does their job and try to reach their full potential, we know at the end the team will be fine.
Now, Coach, on Monday and Tuesday you'll host the Buccaneer Invitational. How happy are you to have this tournament here at home?
Well, it's a very good event. It's the last tournament of the regular season. We have a good field. A team from California, Chico State, who's ranked #2, is coming. Nova Southeastern will be there again. They're a top 5 team. So the field is very strong and competitive, and it should be fun.
Now, Coach, you mentioned some of your seniors earlier. You'll say goodbye to some of them as well. How tough is it to say goodbye to those guys, and are there some young players that are in the waiting right now?
It's always tough to say goodbye to seniors. My players are like my sons, and they mean a lot to me, not only their years here at Barry, but when they graduate. So to say goodbye is difficult, but it's also refreshing the following year to get the new players coming in, and we have a good nucleus coming in, and the team should pick up where it's going to leave off.
Coach, I want to thank you for stopping by, and best of luck to you,
Thank you.
This season.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach. My thanks to Barry rowing coach Boban Rankovic, women's tennis player Akemi Maehana, and men's golf coach Jimmy Stobbs. Be sure to join us at Normandy Shores Golf Club in Miami Beach for the Buccaneer Invitational Monday and Tuesday as men's golf hosts its prestigious tournament. Keep up with all that's going on in Buccaneers athletics at GoBarryBucks.com. For Dennis Jessic and Jim McCurdy, I'm Danny Rabinowitz, saying stay tuned to Buccaneers Insider.